Good evening, forecaster Mark Spencer with your Ohio News and Weather evening forecast for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. I got a little secret to tell you guys. Shh, don't tell anybody. There's a big weekend snowstorm that might be coming. It may have a lot of snow. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Okay, I'm just kidding, guys. All right. There is a big weekend snowstorm coming. How will it affect us? We're going to go over that. It's going to turn very cold next week. Some of the coldest air we've seen this winter, perhaps the coldest air we've seen this winter. I know it's not what we want to hear. I'm tired of it too, guys. And some dangerous wind chills are also possible with that cold air coming in as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's all going to change a little bit. So don't take it verbatim just yet. It will change as it gets a little bit closer. Okay, currently on our live storm track radar, we do have a band of kind of mixed rain and snow moving across northern Ohio. Temperatures at the surface are above freezing, still cold aloft, so not a lot of air at the surface for this snow aloft transition to rain. So it's kind of a mix of rain and snow, maybe a little bit of freezing drizzle in spots too. This will pick up a little bit this evening as this continues to push across Ohio, and we'll see a little bit more of a chance for some snow overnight here and there as well. Very little accumulation. Did have a band of snow earlier move onshore up in far northeastern Ashtabula County. Actually produced 2 to 3 inches of snow. That band otherwise was just offshore and it was affecting basically New York, but moved just onshore enough to get a little bit of snow to accumulate their rain across moving out of southern Ohio, rather, into the mountains of West Virginia. Temperatures as of 8 o'clock, a lot warmer than Monday evening on my last video. We're generally in the mid-30s across much of northern Ohio, low 30s out west. We're going to see temperatures continue to fall overnight and through the day on Thursday. They're not going to rise very much. Mid to upper 30s across southern Ohio, 40 in Athens, 39, Marietta, and Ironton are our warm spots this evening. Oh, I don't want to forget about Cincinnati either. They're at 39 as well. Wind chills out there. There's a wind chill. Generally feels like low 30s to mid to upper 20s in most spots this evening. Winds will continue to pick up, so wind chills will continue to fall overnight and into your day on Thursday as well. We do have a few weather alerts across southern Ohio. Winter storm watch across southern Ohio for the most part. Now, why not the rest of Ohio? We know we're getting something, right? Well, we are. It's all about timing of the impacts. Down here, they're going to be impacted first, and we're just now entering that time frame where the Weather Service is confident enough that they'll reach winter storm criteria. That's a little different depending on where you're at in the state. We do expect probably Thursday or at the latest, sometime Friday morning, additional counties to have something issued, whether that's a winter storm watch or something else. We'll see. We are anticipating winter storm watches at this point, but we do expect additional counties to get filled in. So if your county is not filled in, don't feel left out, don't feel jealous. It's just that we're not in that time frame where the Weather Service will issue that winter storm watch just yet in your area. Do anticipate some more tomorrow or perhaps on Friday. We don't control it. We're just the messenger. Please don't shoot the messenger. All right, here we have our future radar tonight through your day on Thursday. This is a little bit over-exaggerated. We either had this model which over-exaggerated the precipitation or another which barely showed anything at all on our short range. So there was nothing in between. So we're going to kind of make this a little bit not quite as intense, but we do have this front moving through. It will produce some snow overnight, perhaps a few snow showers early in the morning on Thursday. They'll move out, and then we are going to clear out. We'll have mainly cloudy skies for the most part across northern Ohio. You will see some sun. Otherwise, central and southern Ohio look to see partly cloudy skies develop probably about mid-morning or so. We'll start out with a fair amount of clouds, but they'll continue to decrease through the day. Temperatures as well will fall through the day as well. So don't expect it to get very warm out there. Temperatures are not going to go very far. So I hope you enjoyed the warmer temperatures this evening, because for many of us, it may be our last day above freezing for the month. And it's not the end of January yet, so not very great. Let's talk a little bit about our storm for this weekend. We have basically 2 tracks that we're generally watching right now. I'll kind of talk about each here, but this is going to change. And so about the next, we'll say 12 to 24 hours or so from now is going to be kind of key as to what things decide to do. And then we're going to start really being able to kind of nail down some things here as well. One track here has Low pressure generally over northern Alabama, pretty much moves east-northeast out over the Outer Banks. We'll see a secondary low develop. It'll actually be just offshore of New York and Pennsylvania there. And what that means is we're going to have some rain across the southeastern U.S. We'll see that change to some freezing rain as well. Nice swath of freezing rain across the Smokies into the Virginia and on up to the East Coast there in the Mid-Atlantic, the Delmarva area. And then north of that, we'll have snow, and there's somewhere in here a band of heavy snow. Not necessarily this whole area, but there will be an area where we see what we kind of call it a deformed band of snow in the meteorological, and that's basically a deformation zone where we see height falls and temperature falls and everything basically you need to get a heavy snowfall. We're not talking about necessarily a lot of snowfall that you measure, but also heavy snowfall in terms of how heavy it falls as well. So somewhere in there, and then just north of that we'll have lighter snow. Again, shifts are likely, so we're going to keep an eye on that. A couple models have been fairly consistent. That's great. But as we get some more sampling coming in here, again, in that next 12 to 24 hour range, that'll be pretty key. Another track here generally has a low almost in the same spot, pretty much right over Mississippi and northwest Alabama, and it tracks more northeast. And this is a little bit exaggerated, by the way, just a touch, just to kind of get the point across, a little bit exaggerated. And then what happens, we'll kind of get almost into this, what we call a Miller B low situation. That's where we have a low that goes to the coast, that becomes your primary low, and then the low that was the primary low basically diminishes and kind of keeps moving northeast and kind of fades off into the sunset there. What this does is it basically transfers energy to the new low that goes towards the coast. And what that does for us is it starts pulling precipitation out of here, starts pulling that moisture away and all that energy, and the snow will actually pull out a little bit sooner. Now, with this track, that means the area of freezing rain could come up into southern Ohio. Again, a bit exaggerated compared to a couple of the models, just to get the point across. There's still going to be this area of heavy snow that goes from pretty much Oklahoma on up towards Detroit and into much of northern and central Ohio and on up into the northeast somewhere. But it's also going to throw snow further to the north and west as well. Again, shifts are possible. Anywhere this goes could happen. If that low doesn't split, this is a different scenario as well, and then this scenario doesn't really play out. The other one generally does, because it primarily deals with a single low scenario, though eventually we'll see a different low kind of develop in a different manner. But that's besides the point, because by the time it does that, most of the snow has already fallen here. Now, let's take a look at some future temperatures through the end of January. Oh boy, it's going to get cold, guys. Look at this. These are temperatures well below zero. These pinks and reds, these are single digits to low teens. We're not seeing anything down here. This is your freezing line way down here, and it could even get cold up to the East Coast. That's a little bit exaggerated, I think. I don't think you're going to get well below zero down here. Could it? It's possible, but that's hard to do, and it just does not get any better. This runs through January 31st. It just stays cold. It just stays cold. And this particular model, the GFS, it's cold through the first several days of February as well when you really extrapolate it. But that gets into what I call fantasy land, and I don't particularly follow it too much after it gets to that point. But the signal's there for an extended period of cold weather across the eastern United States into February. So that does line up with at least that thought. We'll keep an eye on it for you. All right, you're probably wondering, how much snow are we going to get, guys? I have enough confidence at this point. I know I just showed you two completely different tracks that could happen and said everything's going to change, but I have so much confidence at this point that we're going to get at least an inch across the entire state of Ohio. All right, so I posted this online on our page earlier this afternoon, and you guys had some great comments. Thank you. A couple of you guys, I think you were taking it seriously. Read the text that we post. Read the text. We like to have a little fun sometimes and just kind of give you a chuckle or a laugh, take a little stress. We've seen a ton of maps come out today with amounts all over the place. And of course, then we get those posts somewhere and someone says, well, my weather app says I'm getting this. So that's great. If you check that weather app again tonight, it's going to give you different numbers. You check it again tomorrow morning, it's going to give you different numbers. Breathe. We're going to have a map for you. Hopefully, sometime tomorrow evening, Thursday evening is what we're hoping for right now. It's going to depend on how models do tonight and also tomorrow morning. That'll be kind of key. I think by tomorrow morning, we'll have a pretty good idea and enough confidence to say, okay, here's where we think the snow is going to fall and how much. that will probably change a little bit as well as we get into the day on Friday and even into Saturday morning. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. Timing on the snow generally is going to be Saturday, late morning, early afternoon into Sunday night, and maybe even early Monday. So it's a long duration event. Definitely prepare for that. I don't have 5 days for you guys, but we will go over the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Overnight tonight, again, this is low chance for snow just about anywhere. Maybe a little bit of rain in there. A lot of places will probably stay dry. Just kind of hard to pick and choose icons here or there, depending on, well, what I'm looking at. A couple different model solutions had a couple different ideas. Temperatures will fall in the low 20s across northern Ohio, mid to perhaps upper 20s across central Ohio and along the Ohio River, generally the low 30s, although you'll get back into Cincinnati by daybreak, upper 20s. These are temperatures generally around daybreak, guys. That's what this is going to be. That's pretty much our tonight lows, if you will. Our tonight forecast brought to you by our sponsor, Northwest Ohio Broadband. It will be windy. You could see wind chills close to about 5 to 8 above to across northern Ohio and perhaps especially northwestern Ohio to, say about 20 or so across southern Ohio here. As we get into your day on Thursday, these temperatures are generally where we're going to be. We'll call it the daytime temperature for the most part. It's not really going to be a high. Our daily forecast brought to you by our partner, Canopy Management. Some early snow across northeastern Ohio will be out of here probably by about 10 o'clock or so. And then temperatures are going to gradually fall from west to east. So I know some of these may not line up with what you just saw a second ago. Southern Ohio's got the best chance to see temperatures above freezing for the most part. You'll have a little bit more sun as we have partly cloudy skies across a good majority of the state, mostly cloudy skies across northern Ohio. The temperatures will continue to fall through the day. Wind chills will continue to fall as well as the winds pick up once again. All right, so be sure to stay with us right here at Ohio News and Weather for the very latest forecast on our big weekend snowstorm. Remember, shh, don't tell anybody. Have a good night.